The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We'd get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, I've really been liking the pace of the videos we've been putting out recently. Tonight, I'll be coming out with another video as well. But today, we're going to be discussing one of the most important observations I've personally made in regards to Ripple and in regards to XRP. Ripple has been betrayed by the United States. They had a 2.5-year long lawsuit given by our very own SEC. And I believe Ripple is going to get their payback. Remember in yesterday's video, I discussed regulatory arbitrage and how different nations across the world are regulating crypto in a proper way to undercut the United States and get a lot of innovation. I believe Ripple is positioned around the world correctly, especially if you look at all the new offices they've been opening up. Ripple is positioned to take over internationally first, and then here domestically in the United States. I believe there's a secret Ripple Brics alliance, and there's a very strong possibility that India could be the country that acts as a catalyst for XRP adoption. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you why I believe this. But first, I'm going to start off with XRPP, saying my conservative predictions for the Ripple XRP community party are as follows. Ripple announces a full settlement with the SEC. Ripple announces an IPO. XRP runs past all-time highs during the party. Gary Gensler is marched naked through the crowd as we yell shame. And XRPP does jello shots with Brad Garlinghouse. David Schwartz responds and says only 2 of those things will happen. And this is the frustrating part about trying to decipher David Schwartz's tweets. I don't know if this is a joke or if this is 100% serious. But if it is, any of the first 3 would make me extremely happy. Ladies and gentlemen, stay the course, as I believe right now we're closer than we've ever been before to seeing a major catalyst in the market break. Now, before I continue, I have to say this. Over the past couple months, I've been working extremely hard on a number of different projects that I've been preparing for every single one of you that could help maximize all the profits you could get this next bull run. And today, I'm releasing one of those on my OnlyFans down in the description below. It's a video I've been working on for a while, discussing my strategy for the next crypto bull run, and which cryptos specifically I'll be accumulating during the crash that I've been expecting for a while. I explained to all of you the logic behind all my picks, and I genuinely believe, just like I had success in picking some massive winners like Cardano, Quant, Theta, and others this last bull run, there are some excellent max ROI coins in there as well. Please subscribe down below if you're interested. And to all of you at home that are already subscribed, video responses have been sent to your DMs to any questions you may have had. Now, as you all know, I've been discussing the very real potential of the next couple weeks giving us a massive pullback in the crypto market, but more specifically, in the stock market. Here, they're bringing back social distancing. They're bringing back this narrative. And even the other day, Kamala Harris stated she may have to take over as president one day. Isn't that so interesting? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys don't follow me. And I'm going to say this again. You guys don't follow me for peace times. You don't follow me for business as usual. You follow me because you know very well we're in the midst of a black swan event. A black swan event bigger than most. And we are preparing accordingly for that to come again. Guys, during the health crisis, that is when we most maximized our crypto profits. That is when we saw our crypto bull run. And every single one of you were prepared for it. Every single one of you benefited from it. Because you were here ahead of time. The only people that didn't do so well were the people that joined in the middle of 2021 and 2022. Because they didn't prepare accordingly. But if you've stuck through the fire, if you made it through FTX, if you made it through Terra Luna, if you made it through Ripple getting sued, Coinbase getting sued, Binance getting sued, you're going to be able to come out of the other side of this. Because like I've said before, I'll say again, November 2023 is looking like a bombshell of a moment. As in November 2023, SEPA will migrate to the ISO 20022 standard. And this is a date that is receiving worldwide attention. Again, these are from numerous different documents. What is the timetable for the adoption of ISO 20022? The pace of adoption will be dictated in Europe by the school rules imposed by the European Central Bank. The industry will experience a shockwave, and the first impact will be felt in November 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, the shockwave will be felt by custodians, participants in central securities depositories, and then the entire custody chain and institutional clients themselves. And yet again, from another source, we see that November is the deadline for more quantum upgrades to the system. Guys, I don't know about you, but this makes for the perfect problem, reaction, solution scenario. Please stay the course and stay focused. Once we weather the storm, life-changing wealth awaits. Now here we have from Stefan Giger, the Bank of Poland just unexpectedly cut rates by 75 basis points with inflation still at 10%. Do you get it yet? Do you know where we are in the cycle? Ladies and gentlemen, moves that happen internationally eventually come here to the United States. The Bank of Poland unexpectedly cutting rates is the initial sign that the system is breaking. Interest rates went up too fast, and they cannot maintain these levels for much longer. Inflation will run wild. And trust me when I say, we are probably in a momentary pause period. And then after that pause, we're going to head to interest rate cuts again. Here, what you see on the screen is the interest rates, the different levels they've been at over the past couple decades. And every single time you see interest rates get cut, we experience a recession in short order. However, what we do see immediately after is a bit of a recovery. Here, guys, 2020 was the best example of this. We saw a drop in interest rates, but then, because inflation was running wild, we did see the stock market and the crypto market recover quite a bit in this time frame afterwards. I think a similar scenario is going to play out right now. And it's alright if you don't believe me. This is what the data shows happens. When we look back, starting from the 1950s, rate cuts, recession, rate cuts, recession, rate cut, recession, rate cut, recession, rate cut, recession, rate cut, recession. These gray periods are what mark a recession, as you can see on the screen. And trust me when I say, ladies and gentlemen, we are close. Let's see what happens next. But something I do want to stress, as stated by Kevin Cage, is that this current bear market has been shorter than the previous two. But it definitely feels way longer. And I think this only makes sense, especially considering that we didn't go as explosively with Bitcoin this bull run. And I think that makes sense considering the fact that we didn't rise up as explosively in this past bull run as we did in 2017 with Bitcoin. So no wonder the recovery's been a little quicker. But still, while I do think that the recovery in the crypto market will begin Q4 this year into 2024, I do think we still have one downward push left. I've been bringing Waters Above on my channel for a while now, discussing this period in time. And I do think that scenario is still likely. Now guys, let me bring you to India. I believe India could be the country that acts as the biggest catalyst for XRP adoption moving forward. India is a country that I believe will be a powerhouse when the next generation financial system goes live. First and foremost, India has the highest rate of population growth on the planet. They're close with China as far as population, but China messed up with the one-child policy, and now India will be taking over with population. And at the exact same time, India is playing a very important role on the geopolitical stage, being an American ally, while also being part of the Brics nations. Here, what you need to realize is that Ripple's Indian partner joins the Digital Rupee project. And what you all need to remember from just the other day is that Yes Bank joined the Reserve Bank of India's Digital Rupee project. Yes Bank is a Ripple partner now live with UPI interoperability on the RBI CBDC app. It's domestic, and India only allows inward remittance, but it's interesting as for the first time a bank connected to CBDC. Pay network is also housing a RippleNet connection. Eventually, XRP will come into play, in my opinion. And this is off the heels of this major news as well, as SBI has expanded Ripple remittance tech to banks in Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys have figured out what's going on the world stage, but there's a massive technological transfer taking on right now, from west to east. And I believe the full blockchain CBDC and XRP adoption cycle will begin taking place in these Eastern nations. India will be a major catalyst. Japan, Korea, Southeast Asia. Watch out for this part of the world and pay attention to everything they're saying.
Crypto threat as well as an opportunity. But crypto is also an example that I use later to say how, unless global cooperation works out well, you're not going to be able to have a responsible financial ecosystem which can regulate it as well. So India's presidency has put on table in the G20 issues related to regulating or understanding that there should be a framework for handling issues related to crypto assets. Active discussions are happening. Content-rich papers from institutions like IMF, FSB, OECD are all being discussed on various issues, and on crypto, IMF and FSB have also given their synthesis paper.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you paid attention to what she had to say and used that as context for what I'm about to say now. The Brics Bank is aiming to issue the first Indian rupee bond by October, and I think it's no coincidence that this is happening right after we heard Yes Bank joining RBI's digital rupee project. At the same time, President Biden has arrived in India for a meeting with Modi ahead of the G20. India is currently head of the G20, and I can't stress enough what a big role they're playing in mediating on the global stage. All eyes on India. And let's see what happens next. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to cap off this video for today, I'm going to leave you with this clip from Crypto Eddie, showing how Ripple is shifting to the builders, and they are really pushing that now. She had a great conversation with Farhan Dawood, and I believe with the regulatory clarity that XRP now has, more and more builders are going to be coming to build on the XRP ledger. This will drive innovation, praise, and adoption. And I can't stress enough how important this will be for our future and becoming the new 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
You know, they are really now bringing that community together. I felt that that community wasn't together. They weren't one team, you know, or one family, and really they need to be. And some of the other blockchains, they have this family network, you know, and we have the XRP army, you know, which are great, but we really need the builders to be a family. And I think that Ripple are really understanding that now, and they're really pushing that now. So, you know, the fact that in Austin, there will be no Ripple stand, there'll only be an XRPL stand at the show, you know, is a clear that they really see the value now. And I think that as they continue to invest in things like that, the community will then, building community will come together. And I think we'll see the best of it, because I think the ledger is absolutely fantastic. You know, I think it's something that people don't realize the power of the XRPL. And I think that in time, you know, they will. And this is something that really could be global, should be global. And, you know, and if I have anything to do, it will be global.